cover. We're done.
We're not done.
Okay. This show has promise, and I think they could go really far if they keep going a really good going formula.
Daddy isn't done speaking. You will come back here.
Wow. Goodness. A done exceptionally, and even though Deku was meant to win that, this season was phenomenal. Probably even one of my favorite anime this season.
Daddy demands you to come back.
Kind of fell from grace though. Other than the terrorist showing up one more time, the season was kinda boring and has probably the most uninteresting exam I've ever seen.
Come back right here, or Daddy's gonna get really angry.
Okay, not sure if this is just not my type of show, but this isn't the shonen I expected. I expected a much cooler fight and a much cooler use of Lemillion's motivation to save everyone, and if that's what's happening, then what is up with the slideshow I am watching?
You're so scary when you yell.
It's not good. Not good. Why am I here?
I'm sorry, I don't mean to do that to you, Pookie Bear, but it's just...
Oh god.
Haven't seen it. No matter how I look at it, the anime isn't worth me spending another season of time watching, and the reason is really simple. I'm not having fun. I've said this in the past, I absolutely love the manga. Phenomenal art and great pacing can make me actually like characters like Bakugo and Deku. Where the anime falls short is by taking all of the good points of the manga and making it worse. It is insane how many times I can just point out how the manga has so many better panels compared to the anime, which makes me sad. Animes that really dip in quality after the first 2 seasons are really disappointing and leave it all to the manga to make it interesting. For example, Seven Deadly Sins took the world by storm. With its first 2 seasons, the anime community was set on this being the most fun shonen we've seen and praying for another season. Then season 4, then season 5, then season 6. What the hell happened? Animation obviously couldn't even hinder a show entirely, unless it's just a group of blind people drawing with the instructions of little rats with gloves, which is what they did. Haikyuu season 4 had an animation dip due to studio changes during COVID, but I'd still say season 3 and 4 were my favorite seasons of the show. What I want to get straight though is that Studio Bones is really good. They have some amazing shows and show extreme amounts of passion when making them. Mob Psycho 100 being one of their most prominent ones, as it shows with great amazing color usage whilst telling a phenomenal story and has a cast of lovable characters. My Hero Academia falls short because it sometimes has amazing color usage, it sometimes tells a phenomenal story, and the characters are sometimes lovable, whilst also having double the seasons and way more movies than Mob Psycho. I used to think the trio on the show was Deku, Teniida, and Ochiko Uraraka, but they got relegated to side characters really fast and replaced by Bakugo and Todoroki, who, even though I hate Ochiko, I like her way more than Mr. Daddy Issues over here. I can't stress enough that the show isn't bad. Enough for me to say no one should be watching it, but enough talk about the show itself. Let's dive into what made the show so hated by many anime watchers.
Sometimes you make Daddy so angry that...
I'm sorry.
I do have a previous video on this channel that goes on about the manga, but I wouldn't recommend watching it because of how horrible I was at making videos, and still am. Another thing you gotta take into account is the community should never dictate your enjoyment of a show. This community is actual rat's ass. I've never wanted to hold in my enjoyment for manga and anime more ever since this community has come out. But you don't have to associate with them. You can keep a safe distance and laugh at them from the sidelines. if it gets a bit too much, which...
You know what? However, we're done.
We're not done. Daddy isn't done speaking. You will come back here.
Yeah, maybe just delete Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok and preserve a few brain cells whilst you can. Unfortunately, this community makes it so that high schoolers are very appealing to these adult viewers. I've never seen this many people obsessed with a little boy with blonde hair before. But when I do it, the great rivalry of Chainsaw Man fans, Jujutsu Kaisen fans, and My Hero Academia fans trying to find out who's the most down bad is actually quite a remarkable war. Now let me stop with me. Whichever you think it is, don't tell me. I'm not popular enough to say comment below. It also is a great starter anime, even though I consider Death Note, One Punch Man, Demon Slayer, and heck, even Fire Force much cooler starter animes, even though some would definitely think otherwise. But that's just my opinion. I know they are diehard fans of this show, who even though have never read the manga or touched the grass, would by default disagree with me. So with a heavy heart, next video is going to be Osu, guys. Yeah!
You have now, don't count what you don't have.